Welcome back to the Football Terrace. Hit the like button and make sure you are subscribing. Loads of big results tonight to go through in the title race, the top four race. Some mid-table teams as well playing. Arsenal beat Man United. A dramatic late equaliser for Newcastle versus Liverpool. Chelsea rampant and on fire. A huge 5-0 win for them. City finally win another game. 3-0 victors for them against Nottingham Forest as well. Villa back on the winning trail. We're going to be delving into all of that. Of course, we want to get your views, your opinions in for full fan highlight show, but for authentic fan content. Leave us your comments below now. Get your live super chats in. Get your member chats in as well. Loads to talk about and divulge. But I have to start off by saying I'm disappointed. I'll break it down more when we get into the game. As a United fan, I am disappointed. Some really strong elements from us tonight. The shape, hard to break down for large periods of the games. But those fucking corners are ridiculous. Honestly, those corners are a joke. And I mean that in a positive way towards Arsenal. They're a goddamn joke. Anyone who says they're not sustainable is a fool. We're not the best at defending corners. It's something we've really got to work on. But they've scored them against teams that are absolutely out of this world. So I want to start by saying congratulations to Arsenal, who beat my team Manchester United tonight. They were the deserved winners. Some medicine to take on that. And I'm sure, I've had it in the group chats already. Where are you in the league? What's going on? Listen, we're a few games into our rebuild with Ruben Amorim. We're a few months into a rebuild under Ineos. Got to take our medicine here. A long way to go. But I felt some positives. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. The beg, everybody just wants me to say you're scary. I love what I've done. Not only that most of the viewers want their teams to be called scary, the amount of content creators that steal my flow now is a madness. I love it though. You were very, very good tonight. Although I did think Southampton, it was self-sabotage as well. I mean, your second goal was a craziness. Stevens pulling on the hair. But no, Chelsea were very, very good tonight. Indeed, they were. And we're going to get to some more of your super chats later in the show. I'm going to start with the big clash of the night, which was, of course, Manchester United versus Arsenal. Look, congratulations to Arsenal, first of all. Deserved winners. They had to win. And what was really interesting, I had 4 games on, and I felt that the Emirates was quite subdued, especially when they heard that it went 3-2 to Liverpool. Almost, I kind of dampened the mood a little bit. Teams playing at the same time. You could hear the crowd's levels go up at the Emirates when Newcastle equalised. They obviously got it through. People watching on their phones, but probably some old school people with the radios by their ears, and the mood went up. And when that mood went up, Arsenal went up a gear. Up until that point, I'll start with Man United here. I was really happy with our shape. I was happy with how hard we made it for Arsenal to play against us. Away at the Emirates, the last couple of games, Arsenal have passed us off the park, dominated the ball, and peppered our goal for large parts of the game. I was happy we stopped that. The frustrating element for me was we moved the ball to the final third quite well in the first half, but we weren't able to break Arsenal down. We know how formidable their shape is. We know how good they are at defending. William Saliba had an amazing game. That element for me is about more training and more work. Plus, we saw the limitations of our squad versus one of the best teams in the league. It was a big and important acid test tonight for Man United. The second half, Arsenal came out, as I say, very early on. That equaliser came in from Newcastle, and Arsenal just started moving the ball a little bit quicker. A mistake from Garnacho leads to the corner. They score from it. And from that point, look, I rate what Amorim did. He went for it. He brought on attackers. We opened up a little bit more. And then we started to see Arsenal take over the control of the game. They were passing through us a little bit better, creating some more openings and opportunities. Not so much peppering the goal, but it led to another corner, which they scored from a little fortuitously with the way it kind of hits Saliba's bum and goes in. But they deserved those 2 goals. For me, there's a lot of work for my club to do. There's a lot of work for Manchester United to put in. Probably 2/3 of this squad have got to go over the next 2 years, and we saw that today. I think Amarin will take a lot from it. My positives, and I said before the game, if you guys didn't watch Straight Facts, go back and watch it. It's there. If we'd have won tonight, I wouldn't have gone crazy. I said if we lose tonight, I'm not going to go crazy. You know, the good, the bad, the indifferent. We need better players in this squad if we're going to get up to challenge for the league title, that's for sure. The players are not good enough when you go head-to-head with some of the best teams in the league, some of the best teams in Europe. Is it good enough to get into a European position this season? Absolutely. I believe that. What I was happy with, and I'll end the Man United bit before we go into Arsenal on a positive. Look, we didn't collapse. We didn't collapse after conceding those 2 goals fairly close to each other. We have done that in recent times. That shows some development, but a long, long way for my team to go. When it comes to Arsenal, they had to show some real mental strength tonight. They were playing second. They saw that they would have known City were winning. They would have known that Chelsea were winning, and they would have heard that Newcastle equalised. So a chance and an opportunity to close that gap at the top for Arsenal. They had to do it. They had to take it. It's as simple as that. And they did. And we asked a question on Straight Facts earlier today. Would Arsenal crumble under that pressure? Everybody labels them as bottle jobs. I sometimes think that that tag is massively overused when it comes to Arsenal, considering some of the other teams in this Premier League. And they stood up strong tonight. And Man United were hard to break down for large parts of the game. They made it very difficult for Arsenal, but they persevered and they found themselves on the end of, again, 2 goals from set pieces. They can still do with better attackers. Every team in the world could if you could improve in areas. But I said it at the weekend and I'll say it again today. Those corners are 110% sustainable. Those corners are a consistent source of goals. And do you know why they're so good at them, right? It's the movement. And you don't need to be completely accurate. The cross does. The cross is brilliant. I'm talking, if you watch some of the corners in slow-mo, you watch, it doesn't matter if Saliba's wrestling with Højlund. It doesn't matter if Højlund stops him 80%. All the attacking players have got to do is get a little touch on the ball and it can go in. If you're a defender, you have to get a full touch away from the goal to ensure you don't score an own goal. And I never really thought about corners in that way, even though it's a very basic concept. But they deliver the ball into an area which is almost impossible for the goalkeeper. And the starting positions of the Arsenal players, you can't go and stand there with them, as you'll create too much space elsewhere. And so far, there hasn't been a set piece coach in the land who has worked out how to consistently stop Arsenal. It just hasn't happened yet. And it's phenomenal. And it deserves praise because we've never seen this in English football before. We've seen teams score lots of goals from corners, but not so strategically in the way that Arsenal do. But it was a very important win for them today. They showed their quality and they closed that gap on Liverpool. And that, for me, is the real important component here for Arsenal, is they closed that gap, along with Chelsea. Now, Chelsea this evening were excellent. Yes, there was a terrible mistake from, I think his name is Lumley at the back, who basically passed. Madueke done well to close him down, but it was a suicide ball to go 2-1 down. Then Stevens pulls on the hair of Cucurella and gets himself sent off. And that was it. It was done. I can't believe it took Chelsea. I mean, Chelsea probably should have scored 10 goals tonight. Missed so many chances and opportunities, but they scored 5. Palmer on the score sheet, Jadon Sancho, Madueke, who I thought had a good game. Barring, even though he scored, barring his finishing, he had an amazing game. And they sit second, 7 points off top. Merseyside derby this weekend. By the way, after Everton have just smashed 4 goals past Wolves. This weekend is going to be very, very interesting. Very interesting now. If Liverpool were to draw again, Arsenal and Chelsea can capitalise. Suddenly, 5 points. And from the league looking over a few weeks ago, the world changes. But yeah, Chelsea, excellent tonight. Very much deserved their win. And look, a lot of their fans said after the international break, we've got some favourable games. We've got to capitalise. We've got to move on to that next level. And we've got to ensure that we make ourselves, make everything count. Make it count. And they have done. They've been excellent so far, Chelsea. They really, really have. And I thought the standout tonight for me was Jorgensen in goal. Very early in the game, they could have gone 1-0 down, excellent save. And even though it was 3-1, and they were against 10 men, about 60 minutes into the game, Southampton worked an opportunity, which they should have probably scored. Pulls off another great save. Now, that goes to 3-2, Maybe they get a bit nervous. Maybe they drop points. Unforgivable to drop points from that position. So Jorgensen tonight, excellent for Chelsea. Look, another great game for Caicedo, Palmer. These guys look excellent tonight. But I thought Jorgensen, between the sticks, was absolutely tip-top. He really, really was. I enjoyed watching his performance. And look, Chelsea, I'm going to say it, Chelsea are in this title race. They may fade away, and we spoke about this again earlier on Straight Facts. If your definition of a title race is it doesn't start until the last 8 games, then ignore what I'm saying, because we're not debating the same thing. For me, a title race starts on the first game of the season and ends on the last day, like an actual race. It isn't just about the home straight. It is a marathon, not a sprint. And what Chelsea are doing is building up a solid foundation as they go into the middle part of the league, the middle third. January is around the corner. I think they can add some more quality to this side, but Chelsea are in the title race. You don't have this many points and sit second in the league at this stage. They're not doing it by hook or by crook. They're not fluking it, Chelsea. They are winning many games in a sustainable way. They're improving as well as the season goes on. And every element of their momentum is getting better. If there was a graph to show their improvements, yes, you'll have a few dips here and there, but overall, the linear path is going up. So congratulations to Chelsea on their win. The other big game tonight, and it's hard to cover them all. We've got the panel coming out soon. We've got V, we've got Sulz, we've got Dizzy, we've got Winter Surfer, we've got Husam, we've got KJ. So your teams will all be covered tonight. So stay with the Football Terrace. It's the only place to be, but make sure the like button smash, please, people. Make sure it's done. The big game tonight, Liverpool versus Newcastle. Do you know what I loved about it, genuinely? Is it had a sort of old school 90s feel. Now, for you kids, you won't understand those 4-3s. Those back-to-back seasons, I think it was, where they finished 4-3 to Liverpool. But it had that kind of feel about it. It had that edge to it tonight. Newcastle dominated the first half. I feared for them, though, because they were 1-0 up. The goal from Isak, oh, my God. The touch, the turn, the finish. Van Dijk's still looking for him. He don't know where he is. What a goal. But Gordon should have made it 2-0. Then I thought Van Dijk got away with one. I thought Van Dijk walked behind him and smashed him. Now, I know Liverpool fans will defend him, but you also know that I am as honest as the day is long. Just look at how I've represented Liverpool when it comes to the David Coote situation. I don't do the agendas with referees. I've also played football. He smashed him, got away with it. But they should have been at least 2-0 up at halftime. And they weren't. And they're up against the best team in the world right now. And are worried. It goes to 1-1. You think, okay, Liverpool will take over. Newcastle then start to dominate again. Anthony Gordon puts them 2-1 up. Then Mohamed Salah just does what he does. Great conversion after Trent Alexander-Arnold's cross. 2-2. You think, they're going to go on to win now. Then Newcastle should have had a penalty. Again, I understand referee's call. So the referee said no on the pitch. So therefore they don't overturn it. But we've seen that for me, it was a penalty. It was a mistake. You can clearly see, I think it was Kwanzaa. It was thigh to thigh, doesn't touch the ball. It makes the thigh to thigh contact, makes Isak's legs touch each other. He falls over. It's a penalty. It wasn't given. As soon as that happened, I went, Liverpool are winning this today. It is what it is, right? Not Liverpool's fault it wasn't given. Liverpool didn't cheat. Liverpool did nothing wrong. I'm not attacking you, Liverpool. Please don't take it personally. You go up the other end. Mo Salah does what Mo Salah does, and it's 3-2, and you think, that's it. Game, set, match. It's over. It's finished. It's finito. The 9-point gap remains. All that hard work from Chelsea. Arsenal trying to win. City trying to claw back some points. And they've come from behind twice. And then with basically the last kick of the game, a ball's crossed in. It's not a very good cross either. It's overhit. Kelleher should have caught it. Should have caught it. I have no idea. Or at least punched it. He let it go. Share at the back post. 3-3. Instant classic. Amazing. And I do think for the title race, if you just remove all your tribalism, no matter who you support for a moment, for the title race, the results tonight were all pretty good because it brings everybody closer to Liverpool. It shows people that Liverpool are not absolutely impenetrable. They can be beat or they can drop points because draws are almost as bad as defeats in title races at many times. And it kind of sent a few messages. I think it sent a few shockwaves around and it certainly impacted the Arsenal game. You saw the atmosphere rise up. So, yeah, amazing. Husam's got some questions to answer because he did say that playing Newcastle was an easier game than Arsenal playing Manchester United. I think the football gods said, we're going to smite you down for that one. A little bit of arrogance there. And again, on another day, it could have been even worse for Liverpool. On another day, it could have been even worse for Liverpool if they had their shooting boots on. But some brilliant, brilliant football that we witnessed. I'll end my bit before going to your super chats by saying, yeah, gutted as a Man United fan. Truly am. That we didn't win. But I saw positives tonight. My rivals won't. They won't care. They'll ignore them. Some Man United fans won't, because this will be the I haven't had any attention for a couple of weeks. No one's been watching my TikToks. No one's been retweeting me because I haven't been. Now I'm going to go at a few players. I'm going to kick off and be angry. Well, we all know it's going to take some time. But I saw enough again tonight to feel that we're in the right hands. But it's just we're turning around an oil tanker, and it's going to take some time to get that done. I can take my medicine. I can take the criticism of my team. I'm not going to rise to the bait because I believe in what we're doing. I believe we're on the right track. As of right now, it might change in a year, might change in 2, but as of right now, when I'm saying I believe, but the title race is well and truly on. Don't blink. It's going to be amazing. And the only place to react to it is right here on the Football Terrace. Now, let's go to some of your super chats here. I'm going to put the timestamp in for when they are so you guys can see your name up in lights. I respect your content, Terry, but please don't ever allow anyone on your channel who says the league is done 13 games in. Listen, I think some people say that, my friend, because they want to almost... It's like a comfort blanket. It's like a safety net. If they say it's done, then people maybe will leave them alone. But I absolutely get where you're coming from. Ruben, I'm a prick. Okay. For joining United. Man came and parked the bus and still got a defeat with no intent to play. Coward tactics, worse than Ten Hag. I don't know who you support, but this is there's not an Arsenal fan in the world who would begrudge what Man United did today. I see Gunnar Sulz backstage. He won't begrudge. I'll tell you why they can't begrudge it. Because in the early days of their manager they love, they were very pragmatic until they built the squad to play his football. So again, like I've said, I can take this type of super chat on the chin because I know the direction that Ruben Amorim is going to take us in. I was happy that we didn't try to play expansively at this stage with this squad, with a system that we haven't trained yet. All we're doing is match preparation. So I can take it. We're going to get some stick. We're going to get some banter. But I said it when we first appointed him. This is where Man United fans have got to grow thick skin. They've got to become mature and grown up. And do you know what? Sit on your hands a little bit. Not behave like children. And I promise you, Man United fans, you can sit on your hands. You can be grown up. You can be mature with this. You can take the banter. But thank you for the super chat, my friend. We are the masters of set pieces. Our rivals can copy us, but they are too proud. I don't think it is a case of copying you. I don't think it's a case of copying you. Declan, better from the right. Big win for us. We keep moving. It's disgusting football. Call it out. I don't know what you mean. You've got to tell me what you... Oh, you mean Southampton playing that from the back? I did say that was disgusting. Do you know what? And this is what I mean. I would have been more annoyed at Amorim tonight trying to do something we're not capable of doing. Again, your system and your formation can remain the same, but your approach to the game can adapt. Ironically, it's one of the things I actually rate the most about Arteta. He knows when to be expansive and he knows when to be pragmatic most of the time. And there are times for it and there's times not. What Southampton did tonight, mad. Terry, have you ever seen in football a pinball goal scored with a butt? Yeah, I've seen goals like that before. And that's why sometimes you've got to put the ball across the 6-yard box, a bit of pace on it. It's someone that goes in. It does. But never. I don't think I've conceded one like it, but there we go. To try and be neutral, though, always a buzz to beat Man United. These United teams does look better, and there is clearly an attempt at an identity. And Matt, listen, I appreciate that, mate. And I know when you win, you want to jump on it and you want to go and everything else. But I agree with you. I think there is. And I'm disappointed. But I believe in what we're doing as a club. And it's not even about Amorim. It's about every element of the structure that we're putting in place. So therefore, I'm going to give it time. I've been asking for it for 11 years. Imagine, every year that we haven't done it, I knew it was going to take longer to turn it round. So I've got to remain patient. Thank you for the super chat, brother. This is the best attacking football we've played since Tuchel in 21-22. Credit to Moresca, who's brought the life back to the club. We moved to 3-point lane. Listen, mate, Nicky, you look great. You look really, really good at the moment. I still think there's levels to go. You also rotated tonight. 7-player rotation and still look very good. That is dangerous, my friend. Very, very dangerous indeed. Joshua here says, I'm not mad about how we played. Even that goal came from corners. The second was preventable, but I feel we could have been more aggressive going forward, especially with the ball in their half. Yeah, I think there was a reluctancy. I don't know what Ruben said yet. There was times in the first half where we got the ball into good areas, and it's like we didn't want to attack. We're a little bit nervous too. Dare I say it, a little scared, which I thought we may be. But yeah, there's a base there. Just needs to be improved. Some of that is buying players. United front three reminds me of Havertz, Mount, and Galadog. Yeah, look, the front three, when we brought Ahmad on, again, I would have done, I know maybe Tyrone Malacia came off for fitness reasons. I would have put Ahmad into a 10 role and kept the low on the right-hand side. That's again, I would have done that. But you've got to remember with what our manager's doing, I think like Malacia, it's just we're going to give him 45 here, 45 there to get his fitness back as an example. We're almost experimenting like pre-season on the job. I feel like that's what he's doing with some of these subs, some of these starting lineups. But we will see. Saliba scoring with his arse is just brilliant. He also very good performance today from Saliba. He's very, very good. We have made corners an art. Yes, you have. Terry, are you sure you're disappointed? I was waiting for that one. I'm waiting for that one. Yeah, I am. But it's a Football Terrace. I made a commitment when I do shows to be neutral and to present. Imagine me sitting there being grumpy, not talking. It's just not my way. Moose here says, up the Chelsea, 5 different goal scorers today. Yes, very good for you guys. Very, very good indeed. It seems like Van Dijk gets away with too much, kicking Havertz and smashing Gordon. Yeah, I thought what he did to Gordon was just an obvious smash. Maybe VAR did look at it and said that's a yellow card offence. Therefore, we can't intervene. We don't know because we don't hear anything. But it was deliberate. Absolutely deliberate. Listen, I've been on the tube before running for a train and it's full of people. And you can avoid smashing into individuals. He could avoid smashing into him. 110%. I can't believe man is criticizing Amorim for pragmatism. I've loved finally being solid at the back after all these years of being soft. Yeah, I'm not going to listen. Some people will. I won't. I understand what the managers, again, it's about, I'm getting what I wanted. Maybe not the result today. I said the first thing I want Amorim to do is to make us hard to beat. The fact we got beat by, facts are we got beat by 2 corners today by the best set piece team in the world. Maybe the best set piece team that the Premier League has ever seen. So we can grow from that. I know loads of improvements are needed. I'm not settling, but yeah, anyone who's mad at that, I think is being completely and utterly disingenuous. I'm fucking fuming at Kelleher. By the way, yeah, Nunez today. Kelleher for the mistake. Yes. Darwin Nunez. Who the fuck's Darwin Nunez? Darwin Nunez. Shit my boots. That man. Oh my God. The misses today from him are crazy. Hit the like button, by the way, chat. Yes, get that done for us, please, people. FSG fuckers bottling Mo's contracts, shambles. I mean, it had nothing to do with the defeat today, but there we go. Chelsea should have scored 9. Sancho fire, Palmer cold, Felix on fire. Liverpool have deficiencies. The race is on. It's certainly on. It's 100% on. It is. Rival saying Chelsea fans will be Moresca out by December. Meanwhile, our championship manager has us second. Wow. Also, fuck Poch is what C says here. Even United lost the game today, and I can clearly see positives in the style of play. Amorim just needs to get his best 11. Thank you, Jerome, for being observing that and leaving the banter aside for a grown-up conversation, you legend. Terry, now you can celebrate a win for your real favorite club. EGTG would have, Ten Hag, you mean, would have got beaten. United finally have a shape, no attacking threat. Give them time. I agree. By the way, a lot of teams don't have an attacking threat against Arsenal. I'm gonna be honest with you. Maybe counterattacks. We didn't do that well enough. People just annoyed United didn't get slapped, so they are talking rubbish. Identity is clear. Better transition needed, though, but that will come. I agree. You forgot to mention that Liverpool should have had a penalty as well. DN the free kick. Then we got a yellow card without touching a player, led to 3-3. Oh, you mean that the pull on Diaz? It's a great shout. I don't think it was, personally. It was. I'll tell you why I don't think it was. Okay, actually, let me rephrase that. I think it's a penalty. However, this season, do you remember when Van Dijk pulled someone's arm and they said it was fleeting? It wasn't long enough. So this is where I'll be on VAR's side. They have made a precedent by pulls that don't last too long, maybe a split second or so, they don't give. Therefore, they've been consistent with that decision. I don't think they should be allowed to be. There should be no fleeting pull. You pull, it should be a foul. So I hear you on that, my friend. Good shout. Can't lie, I can see what Amorim is trying. Good coach. You just need better players. Happy for the win and relieved as well. United could be an issue. I think we will be an issue in a season or two. I really, really do. I thought Delo was fine till he went to the left. There was a time in the first half, I'm trying to remember what minute it was in, where he had opportunity. Something's off with him at the minute. I thought he'd start to improve with a better manager. I haven't seen enough of that yet. United played like Stoke tonight. Portuguese Pulis, Park the Bus FC. If you say so. I want to thank the super chat. That's not how I personally viewed it, but if you say so, my friend. Just felt like saying Spurs are shit is what Z says here. If it's a yellow card for Van Dijk, it's a penalty. That's also true. That's really good. I didn't even think about that. That's a really good shout. That's why I've said it for ages. We need to know what they're saying. On all the decisions you've mentioned, we need to hear what they're saying on the audio. We need to know why they're giving things and why they're not. At least then we'd understand and it would make things make more sense. Going to bring the panel out now, people, to have their say. Stay with us. Get the like button hit. Make sure you're all subscribing. Nearly 2,000 likes, which is absolutely amazing. You're the best community in the world. Nearly 10,000 people tuning in tonight as well, which again, I'm always just blown away by. Time to bring everybody out now. Who we got here? We got KJ, we got Husam, we've got Sulz, Dizzy, V, and Andrew all with us tonight, supporting a number of teams. First and foremost, I am going to go to Husam. You said it was going to be easy tonight. You said it wasn't going to be a challenge tonight. You said you would win comfortably tonight. What went wrong tonight, Husam?
I think everything went wrong today. In that first half, we were absolutely a disaster, to be honest with you. The midfield just couldn't play out of the press. I think this was Gravenberg's worst game in a Liverpool shirt. Just wasn't on it today. He didn't have the performance that we're used to now. And every time they pressed us, they just pressed us to pieces, to be honest with you, and they stole the ball away from us. I think draw was a fair result, but I'm disappointed in the fashion we got the draw, because we were 3-2 up at the end, you know. I'll get to Mo in a second. We were 3-2 up at the end, and then Kelleher makes that mistake, just an unforced error, just for no reason whatsoever. Like, if you come in for the ball, you either go all the way through and try to catch it, or you just don't go in for the ball to begin with. You can't half-ass it, like half go in for the ball and half not, because it just doesn't work out. And we ended up conceding the goal. That's why, listen, for the people who say, oh, Kelleher has a say in staying as the Liverpool goalkeeper when Alisson returns, it's just rubbish, to be honest with you. World-class players win you games. I think Alisson would probably even save the second goal from Gordon as well. But in the second half, we were a lot better. We played out of the press better. We created chances. Darwin Núñez, if I say what I genuinely believe about Darwin Núñez, this whole stream, Terry will get a message, an email after he ends the stream, that his stream has been demonetized, and he's going to get like strikes on it, and he's going to have to ask them for a review, and even after a review, they won't accept it, because Darwin Núñez is the worst striker in this whole league. And even if this guy scores 25 goals, I won't apologize to him, because he's fucking shit. There is nothing that he could do on the football pitch. He can't shoot, he can't pass, he can't dribble, he can't create. He has the IQ of a duck playing on a football pitch. He's just absolutely useless, and there's nothing he can do that's right. When it comes to the center back, Gomez and Kwanzaa were just competing on who's the shitter center back today, and they both, just wasn't on it, to be honest with you. And those are the ones that cost us the game. Gomez, Kwanzaa, Gravenberg had a horrible game. Kelleher, costly error. Núñez was shit. Salah, like Trent and Mo for me, in that second half, put on a performance. And they showed the world why Trent is the best fullback in the league, in my opinion, and why Salah is the best player in the league. That finish for that third goal, I don't know who the hell does that in the whole league, to be honest with you. Who's capable of just turning like that with having 3 players around you and finish that way as well?
Share's goal was amazing.
Unbelievable finish. The Trent pass as well to him was unreal. He was just both of them on that right-hand side were just unbelievable, to be honest with you. But at the end of the day, we dropped points. Even if, City lost away at Newcastle and Arsenal lost away at Newcastle, we were in pole position. We were winning 3-2, and that error by Kelleher cost us. I'm not going to go onto Kelleher because obviously he did save us. He had fantastic moments, but obviously Alisson is the best keeper in the world, which is why I just bring him in if he comes back in. But this is very disappointing. I told you today on Straight Facts, I think Everton away is going to be the tougher game. Now Everton away is a must-win. And at the end of the day, this is why I never fell for this crap of Liverpool. You must in fucking December. Nothing's over in December. The title race is on. It always was on. I never said it's done. I've never crowned us the Premier League champions. So it's step by step by step. We have to go away to Everton, 12:30 kickoff and get a win. And if we don't, there will be major red signs. Last time I was here after Forest, Terry asked me, how do you know if it's a blip or not? I said we're going to have to see with the results after that. We ended up winning like 9 out of the next 10 games. The only draw was away at Arsenal. So if we do that again, win the next 9 games, and draw 1, then it's probably just a blip. But for now, I'm just disappointed in the fashion more than anything. But based on that first half, we didn't even deserve a point, to be honest with you.
I'll go to Gunner Sulz in a minute. I mean, the one thing I get your point. You weren't good enough today. Do you regret sort of maybe the little bit of disrespect towards Newcastle, saying that it was an easy place to go and win?
No, I don't think it was disrespectful to Newcastle. I just went based on the history. Just like I said, Everton away is a tough game for us because we won once there in the last 7 years. Newcastle haven't beaten us for 15 games straight. And we have a really good record at St. James's Park. Like, it's not where we are their bogey team. We never seem to beat them. I had Newcastle fans before the game tell me, you're going to beat us because we just never turn up against you. So I don't think I was disrespectful to Newcastle. We usually do get a result there, even when we are bad. And by the way, we still could have. Even with 1-0 down, even with 2-1 down, we still could have. If Kelleher just doesn't make that mistake, we win the game. So yeah.
I hear you on that. Sulz, big win for Arsenal tonight. You closed the gap on Liverpool. I mean, you got a lot of stick at the weekend for saying that you'll start closing the gap from this game. So far, so good for you and Arsenal.
I did say the hunted have become the hunters. The lion it was wounded, it's been healed. It's gone from 9 points to 7. This is just the beginning of the title race. This is where the hunt begins. We smell blood. This is where the downfall of Liverpool and that deficit will be overturned. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Tonight we win. A lot of people said we're going to be looking at that result. Have they got the mentality to overcome this? We did. They were being beaten when we started our game. We went into that game knowing Liverpool could have been dropping points. And guess what? We still stood up. We stood on business. We did what we needed to do. And people can keep laughing because every week they seem to be seemingly getting more and more proven right. And this is a prophecy that we win the league this season. It will happen. And as KJ promised, he's going to be coming with me to North London and we're going to celebrate together because that is what's going to happen. Arsenal will win the league this season under Mikel Arteta, and Arne Slot will give up the deficit of 9 points and will be steamrolling the league. And that's what's going to be. We've done it before. We'll do it again. The run will continue. We will win multitude of games in a row. I just don't see Liverpool continuing that. They've had a brilliant start, a scintillating start, and Slotter's got it right at the beginning of the season. But when the challenges come against them, they haven't been able to do it. Even when you look at the draw, they should have beaten us. You've got to look at that backline with Kivio and Miles Lewis-Skelly, and they were struggling to get a draw against us. That goes to show that this team isn't where it needs to be. The squad isn't where it needs to be. But at the end of the day, they're doing well. They're doing great. But we've seen this with new managers. When something starts to go wrong and something gets found out, can they change it quick enough? Are they going to invest in January? Because I can bet your ass Arsenal will. Because we can't be in this situation, what is in our 5 seasons in, and not invest and not go into the windows. We're now showing multitude ways of winning. We've done the blitz this season. We've done it where we try and control games. Now we're bringing it all together. Arteta's found his team, his way, when to control tempo, when to go forward. Today was a perfect masterclass on how you need to win a game. What he said was, Amorim's been here for 3 to 4 games. In the first half, let me suss him out. Let me see how he wants to approach this game. As soon as he found that out, what did we do in the second half? We started playing our football. We said, okay, they want to sit back. They want to go a bit more reserved, which, by the way, they have every right to do. But we found out they weren't going to attack us, that they're not going to cause us as many threats. Even with the likes of Zinchenko, with the likes of Kivio, being on that left-hand side, they still didn't pose enough of a threat. We said, right, handbrakes come off. Second half, we blitzed them. And we started playing our football. Granted, 2 set-piece goals, but we could have got a lot more open goals. Kai Havertz got in a few times. Odegaard put him through a few times. Again, one of the best 10s in the league. He is on fire since he's come back. Clearly, that injury was a blessing in disguise, because those stands, when he was looking at the team, he started to pick up on a few things that he's learned a lot being on the sidelines for the amount of time that he has. And guess what? This is going to result in our first Premier League title in 2 decades.
Well, that's nice. That's very nice. I listening to clarify something, people, because the internet will run with it. I did not promise anything to go anywhere.
We're getting picked up. You're coming out. I'm dragging you out because you said you're coming. So you're going to see nothing.
Sulz is just getting gassed, and he's right to be gassed. And you know what? Fair enough. I don't think Arsenal blitzed us, by the way. I don't know where that comes from.
Second half. Listen to what I said. Second half.
Even in the second half, I don't think it was a blitz. It was you had more control and you looked and you were better on the ball. But I want to say it was a blitz. The only thing that was their damn corners. Damn corners, flipping out. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Death by 1,000 corners. Those corners are crazy. And you know what? Fair play to Arsenal. They have found something that is just so hard to defend against. And if your team's not good enough, like ours, who couldn't control the game, who couldn't not concede corners, this is going to happen. This is going to happen to us. But on the real, Man United, we're just not there. I think we all can just say that. You know, Man United fans, rival fans, we're not there. You know, like we're not there, and it's going to take some time. But the one thing I will say, that first half, I was impressed. We kept our shape. We actually held the ball pretty well, actually. We had those times we had the ball, had some possession for a good 5 minutes. Like, we was doing all right. Our biggest issue, which is going to take time, especially with the players that we have, is the attack. Again, especially against better sides. The attack wasn't clicking. We was toothless. Højlund, again, was stuck wrestling with the defenders. Mason Mount, he's just there. You know what I mean? And Garnacho, I like the kid, but he's just out of form. It just nothing is going well for him right now. And you bring on Rashford, poor again, and Xerxes, he was just there again. So our squad's not good enough, and people want to sit here and say, well, you're Man United, it should be at the top, so I can banter you. But we all know that we're not there, because you people who say that we should be doing that also are the same people calling us crap and rubbish and all of that. So in terms of my feelings on the game, it is what it is. We know we're not the best, and to not concede as many chances on our goal as we previously were, to have a structure, I can deal with that. The corners, flip here now. The corners are the corners. I used to say before, Terry, you've heard me before, yo, I don't care how I get a goal. If it comes off someone's ass, I'll take it. For the first time ever, I've seen a goal come off someone's ass, and it don't feel good. You know what I mean? So yeah, overall, Man United, we need time, but I can see something. We're trying to build, so hopefully we can get better players in. That's all we need.
Yeah, just really quickly. I agree with everything KJ said. I think as a United fans, I don't think we learned anything about United from this game. We are exactly where we thought we were. We aren't there yet. Arsenal are the better team. However, I will say this. I don't think Arsenal are as impressive as I thought they would be coming into this game. Not gonna lie, I came into this game thinking we was gonna see what City and the Liverpools did to us last season. And yeah, they were the better team, 100%, that's for sure. They are miles ahead of us, but there were pockets of the game where we held our own for large parts of the first half. I thought we looked all right. We up until the final third, we looked like we could hold the ball a little bit. And I'm not going to lie, from Arsenal, I was like, I don't know. as far as the title contention, what's the word I'm looking for? The prestige of the teams, that how they play when they're in the title contention. I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I see it, to be honest. I'm not sure. I don't know.
You're Veta. Speak on it, Veta. I know you want to speak. You're laughing.
No, I mean, I'm hearing a little bit of a little moral victory, which is rightfully so. You guys aren't at that level yet. It's a new manager. He's just trying to figure things out. He's trying to figure out what players are good. And at the same time, I know you guys wanted Ten Hag out. Obviously, he wasn't good enough, but look at the tools that he had, right? So Amarin's got to work with these same tools, and you see how far off you guys have been to match the quality of an Arsenal. Again, this game was always going to be a tough one for you guys. The fact that you guys are kind of impressed with how you showed some fight, I understand that. I was the same way. The fight that I showed versus Liverpool. So I get that. The thing that I find interesting amongst United fans, though, is when you guys talk about patience. Because I know you say it. I know, hey, we're going to be patient. We're going to see how things go. A couple more results like these. I want to see the patience. I want you guys to
hang on, though. But what I'll say straight away, V, if it isn't coming from me or KJ or Dizzy, it's got nothing to fucking do with us. Because there were some City fans the other day being disgusting to young Pussy. Are you accountable for that?
What, being disrespectful to a player? Of course not.
Again, so if there's hang on. So if there are Man United fans online not being patient, what's that got to do with me, Dizzy, and KJ?
I'm talking about obviously other people that come onto the panel. You have guests. You have
who? Name them.
Like all the No, it's not about naming them. It's about
name the United fans that come on the terrace who are saying they're going to be patient that you don't think will be. Who are they? Name them.
I am saying I don't know whether they will or will not be.
Name the people you don't think will do it. Name them.
I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do that.
No, because you're chatting shit. Guff, brother. Guff. Name them.
He's doing. He's just setting up the sniper rifle. He's just setting up the nest. You know what I mean? He don't care. You don't care who it is, who the target is. He's just there waiting. So if someone says patience and doesn't, bam, is there.
But besides the point, I don't think it's a moral victory for United. We lost. L is an L. I don't care how you dress it up and make it dance.
No,
L is
the
an
way
L.
you dressed it up, though. The way
No. I
didn't. You don't think Arsenal are as good as you thought they would be.
Hold on. I'm not saying to say that is absolutely independent of my first point. That's why there's a full stop there. I said we looked a little bit better than I thought we would. We still lost. An L is an L. There were pockets of the game where we had a little bit of possession, a little bit of control in it, and we looked all right. But full stop, going on to Arsenal, as far as the title charge and the race and how it all plays out in the grand scheme of things, just from my perspective, I'm saying I was watching Arsenal and I fully was expecting for us to get blown away to bits, because we've gone to Arsenal and we have been blown away to bits over the last couple of years. So I was expecting that. And when I didn't see that, I was like, oh, wait, hold on. We're talking about set pieces in that. Yeah, they did their job. They got the 3 points. And if you do your job and get 3 points all the way throughout the season, no one can say anything because you're the champions. But I'm just saying the way that they were playing, I didn't really see it.
Yeah, and Joe, I'm going to say...
You don't see title challengers in Arsenal the way they played you today is what you're saying. You don't see...
I'm saying if that's... Here's the thing. I don't really watch Arsenal like that. I don't rate them, man. It upsets me when they win, so I don't like to watch. That's a God's honest truth. But... if they play how they play today, I don't know if it's sustainable.
But Izzy, we didn't even need to be good to beat you. That's part of the equation. That we didn't need to press you. We didn't need to be at 100%. Considering we've got another game on the weekend, we saw the opportunity to reserve ourselves.
So I think that's fair. And this is the thing. This is where Man United fans, and I did snap at V there because I'm not having V come on the terrace and say that Man United representatives here are going to do X if he hasn't got the ball bags to name who those individuals are. It becomes a moot point because he didn't have the balls, he didn't have the he didn't have the ability to back up his words. But for me, what I find hilarious about this is Man United are at the beginning of something that all of the other panelist clubs have been through at some point in the last 11, 12 years. Because the way I saw the arrogant smirk on V's face as a City fan because of how good and consistent they've been for the last 8 years, there's no way that in the early stages of their club building up from a bang average team into a brilliant team, that they wouldn't have taken not victory, but seen growth and development and improvements and gone, okay, we're not where we want to be yet, but I'm happy with this, I'm happy with that.
It happened in Pep first season, they finished third.
Chelsea fans have done this for the last 2 years, and fair play to them, especially the likes of Chairs and Don. I see this, and if we can do that, and we get this manager better, or buy this next type of player, we Liverpool fans were certainly doing it when Brendan Rodgers first took over, and the first 2 or 3 years of Pep, and Arsenal fans certainly did. What I find to be very disingenuous, and there's banter, and then there's taking the piss, where United are at that same stage that everybody else's clubs have been through. We turn around and say, look, disappointed to lose. Half the squad have got to go. Not happy with this substitution. This wasn't great. But I see a shape. I see an idea. I've got faith in this working. And for some reason, all you guys have done the same thing and said the same thing we have. You want to then look at us and point a finger and go, no, you're not allowed to do that. It's embarrassing, mate. It's embarrassing that we get told we can't have faith in our team from the beginning of a club-wide rebuild, like every other single one. No disrespect to any of you on here, but the rest of you motherfuckers had. It's just jarring, bruv. Every single time Man United, we've got to be looked at as different to everybody else. It's crazy. Moving away from that conversation, because interest of time, Winter Surfer, massive, massive win for your Chelsea team tonight. They look really good, scored loads of goals, and you are second in the league, bro.
Yeah. Clear second by goal difference. So hold that. No alphabetical order this week round. So it's all good. Just on a couple of side notes, I'm not writing Liverpool as a victory. That was their first dodgy result for 3 months in the league, and it was a draw. So I'm not writing like Sulz did. I'm not writing him full off at all at this moment in time, because that would be foolish.
Hey, I didn't say it was over last week, and I don't think it's over now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I'm not going to do that for a draw, especially like for a draw. If a defeat, but it might be different, but a draw. There was a super chat, Terry, that said Chelsea should have scored 9. They're wrong. It should have been 14, because Southampton is shit. Absolute shit. Apart from the first 20 minutes, and even when they gave us a second goal, we didn't start very well, but we should have scored we should have scored at least 14. But if that's the only real criticism I have, that we should have scored more. We scored 5. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, and also Terry, we made 7 changes today, including our goalkeeper. That it was just it could and should have been more, but I'm not complaining. If you told me when Maresca was hired that we'd be sitting here now nearly a turn a year, second, and we are in a title race. So any of you fellow Chelsea fans, grow some balls. We are in a title race, and the longer we are talked about being in a title race means that we would have achieved our goal anywhere, finishing in the top 4, which is what all Chelsea fans wanted at the start of the season. So embrace it. Embrace the term flat. This is flat track bullying at its finest tonight. This is what flat track bullying is supposed to look like. So embrace it. Embrace it all. And you know what? We got Spurs on Sunday, and they're playing tomorrow, and we have to defend a little bit better, but we obviously changed the team. But we cut the lead down 7 points. I got no complaints. We were in the trenches. I know we spent a lot of money, but the past 2 years we've beaten you every time. The last 2 years I've been on, it's mainly for a defeat or something in the past 2 years. But this season, Maresca's got everyone balling. I mean, even Enzo, we scored from a corner today. I can't remember last time we scored from a corner. I think it was against Wolves, but everything was on point after they gave us the second goal. Everything, the passing, everything like that. It was. On a side note, Southampton, Terry. Can I just say about Southampton again, Terry? They still tried to play the same way, even down to 10 men. I don't know what they were doing. They might not get. Do you remember Derby's record of 11 points a few years ago?
Yeah, they've only got 9 again.
I blame Vincent. I blame Vincent Kompany for this. Vincent is a joke. But I blame him because he has set a precedent that you can go down playing a certain brand of football and then get a big job. I think these managers again, I'm just going to play my brand of football, even if the club I'm at gets 3 points all season, in the hope a better club with more money says he plays the right brand of football. It's almost like I'm putting myself in the shop window to get picked up by another club, because I can't understand. 9 errors leading to goals so far this season is mad.
That's crazy.
And
I
Sancho
reckon
bagged
that
as well. Sancho bagged as well.
I reckon Southampton will hold 9 again for the third time in how many years in the Premier League. But I got a question for you, Andrew.
Yeah.
You man are in the title race, and I believe you're in the title race until you're not. So until you're 15 points or whatever points behind, then cool, innit? What would it take in January for Chelsea to become bona fide title contenders, and people will actually be like, okay, cool, you guys actually can win the league this year?
Goalkeeper, centre back.
No strikers.
Goalkeeper and centre back.
The mistake that Gallagher did today, Sanchez has done multiple times. So that's the problem.
Now Jorgensen played well. Jorgensen played well today, but I don't know if I trust him overall. But a recognised quality goalkeeper and a experienced, whether don't care about the age, but an experienced good centre back. Because Nico Jackson's evolved even more this season, so I don't think we should bring in a Gyökeres or an Osimhen in January because we've got Nico Jackson. If they're going to bring in another forward, it should be a backup too. But then we've got Nkunku. So for me, goalkeeper and centre back is more needed than a striker so far. But definitely, if you ask me to pick out the two, it'd be goalkeeper, because a goalkeeper can get you 10 extra points or keep you in games. Yeah, you know what I mean.
I agree. I agree with you completely. I think if you get another centre back, I mean, if you went and got someone like a Mark Gahey, added him to your team, and a top goalkeeper, I think it could look very different. I wanted to ask Sulz as well, just when it comes to Arsenal. Obviously, you got the victory today. A lot of praise from the commentators on the TV tonight from Declan Rice. Do you feel like Declan Rice tonight and in recent weeks has got back to his top levels that he demonstrated last campaign?
Yeah, 100%, because he's had a bit of a drop-off at the beginning of the season. Granted, like a lot of people see more of a 6 at the Arsenal rather than the 8. And he's obviously had to evolve into a role with obviously Thomas Partey scintillating form as well. Sometimes what happens is when other players kind of shine, the shine gets taken away from those consistent players. Declan Rice is one of those. He'll just get his job done in most games. Like he'll give you a 6-7 where whatever's asked of him, he'll do. But obviously, he's elevated that game in terms of his deliveries have been 10-10 every single game. Because we can see it. Saka had a few deliveries today, and he kind of bottled his deliveries, where normally he's the more consistent one. Whereas with Declan Rice on the penny every single time, I reckon if Gabriel was there, he could have got like 4, 5, 6 assists today. Like it was that dangerous of deliveries that he had. But when it comes to it, obviously, we've heard that he's had a broken toe. He's been playing with a few like knocks and niggles. So I don't know how much has contributed to the fact that he's been playing through something, and how much of it is that, you know, Mikel Arteta's just said, you know what, now that we've got Odegaard back, just play your game, play your brand. You know, obviously with Saliba, Gabriel stepping up as well. I feel like with Declan Rice, the criticism comes from the fact that we haven't defensively looked good, and we've been leaking a lot more opportunities. We've been kind of conceding a lot of opportunities and goals as well, such as the West Ham one where we were blitzing them, we were quite comfortable, and 2 goals kind of came out of nowhere. So those kind of things start to knock on at Declan Rice, because when you think about a £105 million player, the expectation for that player is to do everything. And that's what I kind of think we need to taper our expectations. Yes, the money has been spent, but Declan Rice is still a limited player to his abilities. And what he is just a destroying midfielder, and that can carry the ball to certain degrees. But he's not going to be a techie, Iniesta type player. He's not going to be that kind of player who can, do what Szoboszlai does, or that kind of. He's just a dirty player that's not easy to watch, but he is a solid player that gets the job done.
I hear you on that. I really do. I have a few super chats before I go to more of the panel. Obviously got the City game to chat on as well tonight. This here says smashing 10 men, bottom of the table. Wow, plastic. Listen, I'm going to back Chelsea here. For 2 seasons running, Chelsea were losing games or dropping points to teams like Southampton. So this is I know you're having fun, SC Dave, right? But this is where it annoys me. You know, United won against Everton the other day, 4-0. You shouldn't be happy about that. You should be beating them 4-0. Yes. And we've seldom beat teams like that 4-0 for fucking 11 years. So I'm going to celebrate, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. This here, my favorite comment of the night says, Terry wants to be seen as different because of how big United is, but also not any different because they're going through a rebuild. But that isn't true. Historically, we are seen as different, but we have to have a rebuild. But what did I say on Straight Facts earlier on today, Husam? That I don't think Amorim needs as long as Arteta did, because I don't think Man United are in as bad a position squad-wise that Arteta was when he took over. You know, I don't think it should take us as long as it's taken. You know, so, and this is the problem. You man are out here and you don't listen to enough of my content. You see it in isolation somewhere. That isn't what I've said in any way, shape, or form. We are different to every other club on this panel, barring Liverpool, because we are just that much bigger. That isn't a dig. It is just a fact. The same as Real Madrid are bigger than the rest of us. However, rebuilds take time. And the reason why I've got patience with this entire rebuild compared to everything else that's gone on at my club, it's the first time we've done it with a group of football decision makers. Been asking for it for 11 years. Go back and watch the content. Just go back and watch all my videos when we've sacked or hired managers in the last 6 to 7 years, and you'll see me say exactly the same things. My narrative hasn't changed one single bit. This here says, same old bad second half performance that got us. Patience is needed. I give Amorim time because we didn't get blown away, and there are ideas. I mean, I'll get you there. Tell us when we blew you away, because I must have missed that. Even at home, we haven't really blown you away. You guys have a good manager and made it tough, is what Tevin, who's an Arsenal fan, says here. Mr. Happy says, hard to smash United when you parked the bus and didn't dare leave your own. Well, we did leave our own half. We got the ball to the edge of your box. We weren't good enough at the edge of your box. That's actually the truth. But we had more than 50% of the ball. You don't park the bus and have 52% of the ball.
But you can even smash a team that's parking the bus. The problem that we had in the first half is we were too stagnant and we were playing far too slow. The tempo and the intensity wasn't there.
That's because United played us into that position. That United team in the first half, you could see what Amorim is trying to do. Any Arsenal fan that sits here and says we're poor is wrong. United stepped up in the first half.
So we were poor.
No. They stepped up. The difference is they won every second ball in the first half. It wasn't because we were poor. It's because they wanted it more. There's a big difference when you watch what they did. In the second half, Arsenal
we didn't move the ball quick enough. That's got nothing to do with them.
Did you see how they're pressing?
Bro, United were defending, bro. They were defending. Even how they were building from the back, bro. They were beating your press.
They did not give us breathing room in the first half. Go back and watch it again. I watched the first 45 minutes. I was trying to be unbiased, and I was like, Arsenal is not playing terrible, but this United team right here, what they're doing right now, if they keep this up for 90 minutes, it was going to be a tie.
Even what's his name? Jermaine Jackson. Jermaine Jackson at left back.
One more thing. If you had Rashford in the first half, the way you played us in that first half, if you had Rashford in the first half,
listen, I agree with you. I agree with you. First off, we were good. I don't look at what United did in the first half as parking the bus. You don't have 52%. That is parking the bus. Is 11 men behind the ball, camped at the edge of your box, clearing crosses and through balls. We had 52% of the ball. We worked it very well many times to the edge of Arsenal's box. That is where it comes down to the individual players, and our attackers tonight weren't good enough. But we got the ball into the right places. We just didn't capitalize or create opportunities. There's a couple of times where Garnacho could have whipped some good balls into the box. We had 2 or 3 players making runs, and he cut back. We weren't brave enough in those areas. But the idea that we sat behind the ball in that first half and just tried to absorb Arsenal is factually, it is with the eyes is wrong. And the stats don't back it up either. I've never seen a team sit behind the ball and park the bus and have 52% of the fucking ball. The two things don't add up. I agree with you, Dio, 100%. Jerome here says, when Liverpool fans are staying calm, they are told they've got no chest, yet people like Sulz, their team are 7 points adrift and are already saying they're going to win the league in December.
You know, Jerome, this is very interesting, this super chat, because the likes of myself have been calm about this whole Liverpool you must bullshit that people say. Then they say you have no chest. Today, I said we're going to beat Newcastle, and then they say you're too proud. Habibi, so I'm in a lost situation, so I can't win.
Husam, you're the one that keeps on saying the leopard in the tree, and I'm going to do something.
Leopard Nation rise in the chat.
I'm going to send you a video, Husam. Do you realize that leopards never fall out of trees, right? Which means you're saying indirectly that you're winning the league. No. You're saying leopards never fall out of trees.
Only if they get.
Yes, they do. Sometimes lion climbs the tree and they chase them off.
How many times?
Hang on a minute. Sorry. So I'm going to get really pedantic. Getting chased out the tree isn't the same as falling out the tree, is it?
Exactly.
Tomato.
Whatever. Fuck off.
No, Sam, we're not
this is England. We don't fucking say tomato. Laddie here, long-standing Chelsea fan of the Terrace, says the Arsenal strategic fouls on set pieces are being found out by the Premier League and PGMOL. Without them, Arsenal have issues. Do you know what I say about it? I saw loads of people during the game saying they foul. Cool. Then every other fucker do it when you're attacking. It's bullshit. Like their corners, it isn't just the way they position themselves and run. It's the quality of those fucking crosses. They hit them. They're just amazing. They're almost always too hard for goalies to catch. They're whipped in with pace, and all they don't even need good contact sometimes. They just need it to hit a body, and they're going to go in. And I think people have.
I think we did well against their set pieces when they played us. Actually, they had more.
First half, we was dealing with them. And Nana was brilliant at dealing with them. Second half, they just stepped it up, and there's too many.
Their set pieces are like Golden State's moving screens. Like you can say, "Oh yeah, Steph Curry's hitting the threes at the end of the day," but they're doing moving screens. You get it?
It's crazy, bruv. It's. I swear, like there's something out there that teams direct free kicks at the edge of the box. Teams score something like 5% of them a season. Arsenal must have a higher percentage on corners and free kicks at the edge of the box. And I don't think, like normally you get excited to get a free kick at the edge of the box. Arsenal fans, you literally hear the noise when they get a corner. It's a fucking honestly. Imagine
a corner than a penalty.
Sorry, can I say something real quick? People that keep saying set piece FC. Why are we getting corners? Because we're attacking you. While the ball going to
playing for corners.
No, we're not playing. If we're attacking and we're trying to score and your keeper punches the ball to a corner kick, it's because we try.
That's not always a keeper, man. It's what you need to do.
Don't do that.
Embrace it.
You
embrace
go to the corner flag and kick it off players' legs, bro. You know what you're doing.
Listen.
Embrace what you are, bro.
Hang on. Do it up. The irony, Don. The irony of you calling someone a lawyer, bro.
I embrace it, bro. I've witnessed your club. Yeah. Instead of playing it around the box, they will literally kick it onto
camp on the corner flag and kick it on your ankles for a corner.
Can I say something?
We play football the Arsenal way.
Can I say something though?
Let me
take your analogy and say I accept. They kick it on the player's leg to get a corner. Why am I in your 18-yard box already, that close to your goal, getting a corner? Did Raya play the ball on your player from my goalpost to your player to get a corner? No, I was in your box. That's how I got the corner. And
you don't get what
in fairness, Rashford just wanted to see a score.
Literally, you man must have paid Rashford or his new missus is an Arsenal fan because that little flicker for your second corner was crazy.
He wanted to see it in action. He wanted to see it live in person.
Look, listen, if I was a Gooner. Do you know, if I was a Gooner, I'd accept the tag. I'd embrace it. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I would. Because if it's a big if right now, but if you go on to win the league and your highest goal scorer is set pieces, the embarrassment for all the other squads with 50, 60, 80, 100 million pound attackers and you're beating them with set pieces, it's just, again, add it to the banter. Like, accept it now and use it later. You've got to power that shit up. You got to power that up over a season, and then you fry it back in everybody's faces.
And the thing is, Dio, people are going to hate. Rivals are going to hate, bro, because that's what we do.
I get that, Don. The question I'm asking again, which nobody gives me an answer to, is regardless of whether or not I come and play for a corner, I got to your half, and that's how I got the corner, which means I'm attacking you. The fact that I'm getting 11 corners in the game means I got into your box literally almost 11.
You're missing the point, though. You're missing the point because there's certain areas. There's certain areas your players can get. There's certain areas your players get into. Hold on, Dio. Before you finish, yeah, we'll move on. There's certain areas your players get into, and I've seen teams like Man City get in those areas, and they recycle the ball, they keep it moving, and they attack the other side, and they try to score from open play. Whereas you lot don't tend to do that, right? It works for you because you're good at your set pieces, bro. You kick it off a man's leg, you get your set piece, and like Terry's saying, they cheer up like you've scored already, bro.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, though. I get myself.
Hold on, Dio. It's a very good skill that you need because today in open play, I'll be real, you didn't really create much in open play, bro. I think it was pretty level. In the second half, when you scored your goal, it was cool. You looked at the much better team, I'll be real, in the second half after you scored. But you won today because of your set pieces, bro. They're part of the game. Like Terry's saying, embrace it, bro. Embrace it.
No, I agree.
How am I not embracing it? You're basically
you're defending it. Like, no, we don't.
Guys,
I asked you a question and you didn't answer the question.
Yeah.
My question was the fact that we get corners means that we're trying to attack.
No, of course you are. We know. I just because of interest of time, I've got a lot of super chats and still a lot of people's opinions to get to. This here says Man United had the least amount of touches in Arsenal's box out of all the teams they have played this season. Are you not disappointed you didn't try and attack? I mean, I think we've all said that, right?
Can I answer that really quickly?
Yeah, go on, Dizzy.
What's it called? Amarim said that we've been working on how to build up, and it seems like the team gets stuck when they get to the final third. That is why that happened. You're welcome.
Yeah, and he also said we're gonna work on it. We need time to work on that area of the pitch. So
Yeah,
and that's all disappointed.
Yeah, and that's the one thing. Like again, I will call Ineos out for this. It's why we should have gone and got Amarin in the summer and given him an entire preseason to work on this, and even the beginning of the season when you're playing one game a week and you can train during the week, because there has still not been a full training session with the squad on the tactics. It's just been match preparation. So yeah, listen, it's and we saw in the summer with Chelsea. We praised them a lot today. In the summer, in those preseason games, and they were working out this new system, they were looking sketchy, especially when they lost the ball in transition. But that's why you have those preseason games to experiment. And look where they are now. Madness people complaining about corners. Isn't it part of the game? 100%. I agree. The ball was in your half most times because Arsenal attacks more and hence gets more corners. Absolutely correct. Surfer, you are one of the rational Chelsea fans I have seen online, but it's too soon, bro. They said it's too soon to say you're in a title race. Winter Surfer's obviously gone. Don, CB, you want actually before we go on to Chelsea, I'm going to come back to the super chat. I want to ask V. V's been here a while. You finally won a game. You've ended the rot. V, how good was City tonight?
First, let me give credit to Forrest. That was
every time, man. Every time.
No, I'm telling you, that was stress. It's been a while since we won a game. I'm officially, obviously, battling for top 3 right now. I'm trying to get into that position. I'll say I'm in a title race when it's 8 points or less. When it's 8 points or less, I'll say I'm in a title race. Right now, I'm battling to get into top 3. I was impressed. I had to change my background. I had to show the guys that actually made this all possible because of these players here. 2 Belgians, and we got a Portuguese player that stepped up today. And we've been asking for them to do it. KDB finally started the match. And hey, he hasn't been healthy. That's why he hasn't been available. But a healthy KDB, we see what the difference is. Imagine Liverpool having to play Salah off and on or not even available. Because that's the level of KDB and Salah. Like let's be real. The consistency in terms of the level of player over the years, that's the equivalency. So I'm so thankful for KDB to be back. He came, had an instant impact. Should have had more than what he had, actually. And listen, I also got my Haaland back. The humbleness that he showed today, being part of the build-up play, being able to give an assist, that is the complete striker that he's developing to be. It's not always about goals. It's about being a complete footballer, and he was on the GA today.
Haaland complete footballer.
Don't interrupt me. I didn't interrupt you. Let me speak.
Haaland complete footballer
today. Haaland did his thing.
I'm out, guys. See you guys later, man.
Cheers,
I cannot do this. I'm sorry, I can't. Haaland complete footballer is where I draw the line. We all have eyes, and this is just bullshit at this point. I'm just the stuff that Vater says makes me sometimes lose my mind. Haaland complete footballer. There are better. I bet you Don is probably a better footballer than Haaland. Talking about Haaland is a complete footballer.
No, he didn't say
Haaland and complete footballer in the same. The level of disrespect to the sport.
Tell him what he's doing.
The level of disrespect to the sport. Rodri is a complete footballer. Kevin De Bruyne is a complete footballer. Not fucking Haaland, Vater. You have no idea what you're saying. Have some shame and some decorum and some class. Talking about this guy as a complete footballer. You have no respect for the beautiful sport that your manager has ruined by saying shit like that.
Goal scorer.
Stop it.
Please. I mean, that's not what he said, but okay, go on.
It's not what I said, but you got to say what you want to say, Husam. He wanted to just cut me off and put that in. All I said was we're seeing a humble Haaland who's developing into a complete footballer because he was on the stat sheet with regards to assists. He was looking to get involved today because we need all these players being a little uncomfortable, doing things a little more than what's asked of them. We saw Grealish in the midfield today. It's been something that many City fans have been asking for. Hey, I'm an EAFC player myself, and I've enjoyed putting Grealish in the midfield as I've been playing my games. And to see Pep do it, it was beautiful to see. I think his control is much needed. His legs are needed because he was able to get up the pitch, assisting with Gundogan. And if this is I just need a little bit of consistency. I just need a little bit. And We'll see. We'll get to 8 points or less, and then I'll say him in the title race. But this getting the monkey off our back, getting a win, feels nice, guys. It feels real nice.
Terry.
I bet it does. No, listen, I bet it does. Listen, and you guys deserved it tonight. You were the better team. There was that moment when, there was a good save from your keeper, and then Chris Wood went through on goal when KDB passed it back. I did think one of your goals. I did think one of your goals was a little bit lucky, though. One of your goals.
Whoa, which one? Doku was unbelievable today.
KDBs. I'll tell you as to why. And I'm being salty here.
Yeah,
because I remember 4 seasons ago, Man United scored a goal against Spurs. And McTominay, right, when winning the ball, his hand accidentally grazed the cheek of Son, who went down holding his face. And then Doku did the same thing today, and I'm disgusted that VAR didn't remember that from 4 years ago and keep the consistency. And as I say, I'm being very, very facetious. So anyone who's angry in the comment sections, please touch grass or lose your virginity and grow up. Let's do some more of these. Go on.
Because the players behind me all stepped up, and everybody wants to cook Doku. They want to say, where's his end product? Listen, at the beginning, first thing I want my winger to get past the defender. First and foremost, that's job one. Now, I also want you to get an assist, get a goal. But first, you have to cook that defender. Doku does that on a regular. When he gets a little more consistent, when he knows where his teammates are going to be, you're going to see a lot more of this. I loved what I saw from Doku.
Baby Doku, don't worry, it's all right. He's
yeah. No, listen, but what he did tonight, and this is the thing, what he did tonight is bang on. It's what he should be doing. But that's why the criticism is there, because when you're an expensive player at the team that's been the best in the world with the best manager in the world, and you're not delivering, the scrutiny is higher because there's less excuses. There's less excuses, the better. Sometimes you see a player and you go, can you imagine how many goals he'd score if he played for City? And then he goes to City and he doesn't score assault goals or assist goals. It's like, fucking hell, the scrutiny's got to be really high then because you're the best team.
Yeah, but you also see him playing differently than when he wasn't at City, right? And we all do this. There are robots at Manchester City. They're system players. No. Pep strips them of their creativity. Well, he's got to play within a system. When he finds his balance of, hey, I can do my little thing and I can also be part of the system, you're going to see a lot more consistency.
Okay. I hear that.
I love what I'm seeing from him.
I hear that. Let's go through some of these super chats here before I speak to the boys. This here says, United fan on the bottom right. I think that was you, Dizzy. Sounds like a Spurs fan after Arsenal beat them earlier this season. Arsenal don't have to get out of third gear to beat you today. They have a lot of games. Why waste energy to impress you?
Bro, hold on, really quickly. First of all, I'm flattered that you wanted to talk to me. That's nice. But what I will say is, we've been to the Emirates where they didn't get out of second gear and they absolutely smoked us. I said that earlier. I don't know what you guys aren't hearing. They've played in first gear and smoked us. That's the point that I'm making. I don't know, man. I don't know what you guys are hearing.
Thank you, bro. Mo Salah, something special. Don't let him slip away. You won't be able to replace him. Yeah, if they let him go, Liverpool, they are absolutely... I know they didn't get the W today, but without him, they would have lost. It's as simple as that. If Liverpool do not win the league this year, then Chelsea will. Arsenal will never win the league this year. Man United will win it before them, is what Chombe says here. CB, are you starting to feel confident about this? You spoke about it about 2 months ago, saying you think you're in a title race. You're second now, 7 points off top. Do you think you got a chance of lifting the title this season?
I can smell it. You know when The Rock says, if you can smell... We're in Title Boulevard right now. What Waze is off and we're just making our way to the party. You can hear the music now. We're just following the music. We ain't got to follow no sat-nav no more. We're just there creeping by. Oh, we can hear the bass. If we turn right slowly, we're getting there. Like, I said it from the jump. I remember when I said it on here, everyone laughed at me. Oh my God, you're so deluded. What do you mean title race? Even Don, the most deluded of our fan base, said, yeah, CB, you don't believe that, seriously. And we're here 7 points before Christmas.
I'm glad you said that, by the way. That's leading me to why I'm here today. Go carry on.
Look, you know, I'm someone who calls it how I see it. Like last year when we was poor, I said it very, very honestly, we were poor. You know, I call a square, a circle, innit? So I saw it from very early on that we was actually going to do something this season, especially within the league.
Oh,
It's
did
very
you?
upsetting when you.
I wonder why. I wonder why.
Well, you can go from before we kicked the ball when I was saying I can't lie. I think we can do something.
You're the same clown that wanted Poch to stay. What are you talking about?
No, you really want to do this? Because I can bring out your receipts.
We can do this. We can do this.
What happened to your boy today? What happened to your boy today? You was doing Enzo after he left his wife gimmick like he wasn't putting his ass. You really want to do that?
Wait, because Enzo made a mistake. Enzo made a mistake.
When we ain't got two other midfielders holding his hand, you see him.
Enzo had a bad game today. Then Enzo had a bad game today. Then yeah.
I saw him getting sexed in midfield like he gets sexed in midfield every single time. What was it? Just him? Was it him just getting sexed in midfield? And you know what's funny? You was getting onto these man about scoring corners, but Enzo assisted from a corner. So what's your basis of him having a good game? Because he from a corner. Because that's what he's slipping and slide.
Terry. You see, look,
corners don't matter. Like he said.
CB exposed himself every time. Why are you talking about Enzo Fernandez? Enzo didn't have a bad game.
Bro, so he was at fault for the first goal that we conceded. The only goal we conceded.
Who helped score the goal that Palmer scored?
Brother, answer my question. You don't
I'm
answer
asking you a question. It was Enzo Fernandez, but then who helped score the goal that we scored for Palmer's goal?
Look at this, yeah. You're coming to me with me saying I think we're gonna win the title.
We're having a weird conversation.
Can I ask a question? Why you guys are second, doing very well? Why are you man fighting?
No, why is CB talking about Enzo like this? I don't get it.
All I said was, you know what's mad? I was having this conversation with Don the other day, yeah? You see the way these lot talk about Enzo having a crazy season? Do you know Sanchez has won us more games or more points than Enzo Fernandez has this season? But Sanchez is the scapegoat. Because if you talk about the save that he did against Villa, that 1-on-1 against Watkins, if that goes 1-1, that's a different game. Forest, he made big saves. We could have lost that game. Bournemouth, he saved the penalty. If we really want to do this, we can. Sanchez has actually had a better season than Enzo, who's our scapegoat for some reason, but Enzo is justifying his fee. Allow it, man. Don't do that.
So Enzo had a bad game today, then.
I didn't say he had a bad game, but he got sex in midfield like he does every year. He didn't have a good game. Did he have a good game?
Our whole team, bro, from Nkuku from the front. Nkuku wasn't even pressing like Jackson. Was he getting sex from the front? You're just picking guys out because you don't like him. And it's so funny.
I don't really think Nkuku was funny.
What's so funny to me is, yes, for the goal that they scored, he was poor in that phase of play. But you did mention once what he did for the goal that Palmer scored. He was one that played the ball to Nkuku, the through ball, right? But I bet you didn't see that, did you? Right? Anything that Enzo does that's good, you ignore it, bro. You just yeah. The assist, you probably just ignored it. Yeah. But as soon as he makes it, look at him. What's he doing?
The assist you're claiming is the same type of assist that Saka makes every week, and you say, "Oh, corner FC." So which one is it? Are we going to give Saka praise for
you literally just heard me,
or is it a corner and it don't matter?
This is CB. You're messing up the flow now because you literally just heard me telling Dio, embrace what you are. When do you ever hear me telling these man they're just corner FC? I said, embrace it, bro. It's a very important skill. And away from that corner, Enzo did more than that corner. So I don't know why
you know what's crazy, yeah?
Finish your take on the game anyway. Finish your take on the game anyway.
Terry, I came here, you asked me a question. How do you feel about the title race? I came positively. I said, yeah, I think we're there. We're nearly there for the title. All of these things. He baits me into saying something about something negative before I've even said my positivity. And it's, oh yeah, you hate the club. You're not proper Chelsea.
I never said that.
We won 5-1. We're comfortably up there, you know. I think we're doing well. I think we're going to go for the title, like I said. I've always been if we go for the title and nothing less. And when you guys' expectations were top 4, I said, that's not good enough. Let's go for the league. Now, look, a lot of the time, everyone laughed at me. Now we're back here. League, we're in title talks. I don't get no credit for that one, by the way, but it's okay. I don't mind. I like being ahead of the curve. I have no problem. I will say I was wrong about Pochettino staying, if that's what you guys want to hear. I've said it many times in my own channel. I was wrong about Pochettino staying. Maresca was an excellent hire in hindsight. At the time, you need to understand we was already in the mud. We finished 12th. We finished 6th. 2 back-to-back poor campaigns. Do you know what I'm saying? And then we're bringing in a manager who we have no clue about in terms of top flight football. My bad for being skeptical after having 3 poor manager hires prior. Why would I trust the board to get it correct? They did it. Salute to them. But let's not act like I'm a disgrace for being skeptical for signing a championship manager. That's just like, what are we doing here? It is what it is, though. We're in the title race. He's a top coach. I respect him. Hopefully, he can win a big 6 game next weekend.
CB, would you like some turkey, CB?
Turkey. I get where you're coming from. And look, we all, when it comes to predictions and views and opinions, we all get them wrong. And I do think we often spend far too much time focusing on what we get wrong, as opposed to talk about what's going on in the here and now. And Don, I mean, it was another very good win for Chelsea tonight. You asked for a run of results after the international break, and you're getting them and some.
100%, bro. 100%. And I'm here because guys like CB like to call me delusional. You know what I mean? Some fans like myself like to invest and do our research. And I kept talking about Maresca. I kept saying, bro, time and time again, I don't know how this guy's going to come to Chelsea and fail, right? Because I don't see a world where he comes in with the players that we've got, the systems and ideology that he's got, and not work with these, man. Because last season, a lot of people like CB had their mind warped because we had a bum of a manager that didn't know how to use our team. Right? And time again, Maresca keeps showing how adaptable he is, bro. Right? Today, we played a completely different system to what you saw at the weekend. We played a diamond again, like what we saw against Leicester, bro. Yeah? And in that second half, we should have killed these, man. We should have been at least 9 goals up.
Should have scored at least 8. We hit the woodwork 3 times.
Should have scored a lot more, bro. Noni in the first half was brilliant, right? The end product was really good in terms of the goal that he scored, the pressing for the mistake that Southampton made as well. That was good for him to do that. Second half, he was poor, in all honesty. Like he had 3 shots in front of goal he should be burying. They were wide and they went straight at the keeper. But overall, bro, the system is allowing us to get in the positions that we get in to score these goals, bro. You know what I mean?
100%. I think the way that we're playing, it's crazy because I think we've almost switched roles with Arsenal. We've always been the team who's very defensive, get a goal and then sit back, maybe punish you with a second. And it wasn't really about the style of football we was playing. We were just trying to go and win trophies. And Arsenal were always the team that were regarded as the, ball-playing team, tiki-taka, all of this, La Posa. And it's funny because we swapped roles and we're still above them in the league. I just want to make something very clear, Don, because obviously we came across each other when it was a lot of skepticism with the manager. I've always been a guy who backs the gaffer. No matter, as long as you are my manager, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt for a long time, sometimes too much, until you get things right. Like, that's just how I am. I was a Lampard gaffer, I was a Lampard advocate for a long time, even when it got too much. Tuchel came in, I was a bit upset when he got sacked. Tuchel came in, he done his job. When Tuchel got sacked, it hurt me. Potter came in, I rooted for him. That's me, I back the gaffer. It don't mean I hate, because the next guys come in, I must hate them because I like the other manager. That's not me. If you're doing your job, you're doing your job. But the thing is, the reason why you're feeling like this is because he's actually showing you something, bro. Right? From the first game we saw against Man City, you could see that this is a manager that knows what he's doing. And Terry, one thing that I've spoken about as well, is in this period, I want to see him use the squad. Right? He didn't really trust the squad over the tough period we had. Fair enough. They might not be, working as well off the ball. For example, in Cuckoo, he's not a striker for me. Yes, he scored today. Yes, he got the assist for, I think that's going to be his assist. He got the assist for Palmer's goal. Very good pass from Enzo that CB won't speak about, right? But overall, he is not a striker. But today you saw he made 7 changes to the team and we were still able to implement a system that we've seen already this season, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. What tweaks that he makes.
No, I want to hear it from you. Are you in the title race?
Bro, as it is right now, we are, bro.
Okay.
we are in the title race. As it is
what do you need in Jan? What do you need in Jan to make it a thing where you can be there at the end of the season?
Listen, a centre back and a keeper.
I keep seeing a lot of people talking about we need a new goalkeeper and that. Yeah, end of the day, let's be real. We've just signed Jorgensen, who for me should be starting anyway. Again, he's showing why he should be starting for me. On the ball, his passing is very crisp in comparison to Sanchez. He actually punches it to the player, and it goes straight to them. It fizzes it in. Yeah. And again, his shot stopping is very good. That baby's cute, man.
Yeah. I don't know.
But hold on, let me finish here. Please,
fell out.
Like I said, with Jorgensen, I think he can do what Maresca wants his keepers to do in terms of on the ball is a lot more comfortable, and his shot stopping from what we're seeing already is quite good. And like I said, I was able to watch a lot of his games back last year. For me, the main thing is Colwill and Fofana right now. They need to keep building that chemistry. People keep saying, "Oh, bring in a new goalkeeper." They're just now it's becoming lazy to me because we brought in a new goalkeeper, bro. Jorgensen has to get that opportunity. We're not going to buy another one right now. When you talk about centre backs, that's not going to happen, bro. We've got Disasi, we've got Badiashile, we've got Tosin, we've got so many players. We've just signed Anselmino. I'm seeing some rumors he might come back in January as well. I don't see us signing a centre back, CB. I'll be real. I just think that Colwill and Fofana need to keep building together. We're seeing them improving already. And the past few games, we've actually seen Fofana getting back to his best. Do you know what I'm saying? It's all about chemistry, bro. That's all kind of looking.
I think we got one good centre back in Fofana. He started off a bit rusty. He's natural, he's been out for a whole year, and he's out for 5 weeks. I always said it from the jump. Going into the window, going into this year, we were saying initially that we needed a centre back, a goalkeeper, maybe a midfielder, and a striker. The midfielder, we addressed it with KDH. We got Tosin on a free to replace Thiago Silva, and that was pretty much it. We need a serious centre back that can really make something work. I don't really have much faith in Colwell, not defending wide areas. He's not that good aerially. In big games, he's a bit rash. His positioning ain't the greatest. So that obviously that comes with experience as well. But I'm in a win now mindset. Disasi and Bajashul were linked to a move away last year, so hopefully they get moved on. I was very upset.
Disasi's probably the one that will get. Disasi probably closer to getting moved on.
But I'll give credit where it's due. I think he had a good game. He made a couple good challenges in the box. He got a goal very early on, so I will give credit where it's due. In terms of the goalkeeper situation, I do think we need to address it, but I think Sanchez he gets a bad shape. He's been all right. Obviously, I think for the second Liverpool goal, he could have came out. Brighton, he made a couple mistakes, but that's systematic errors. We knew Maresca told us we're going to lose the ball in certain areas just early on in the system.
What's systematic about jumping?
Guys, great answer. I'm running out of time. I've got to get the Cam. I've got about 10 super chats to get through. But Cam, what are you here to say, brother? I know you're going to be...
Yeah, real quick. Thanks for letting me pop on. I'm going to say 3 things. First one, on Amorim. I love what he's doing, keeping the shape, keeping the style, keeping, doing the exact same things over and over. But there is one piece of criticism that's got to get dropped, and I assume it will stop eventually, and I know we're experimenting. But I don't love dropping players that just scored, especially a player like Rashford, who consistently scores against Arsenal. That one bothered me a bit, and I get it. I understand what he's doing. I just hope it's not like a continuous, I'm always going to rotate no matter what. It's like, this was the one game where I'd have been like, you know what? I know Rasmus scored last game, but this would have been a good time to just be like, ride with Rashford. He loves to score against Arsenal. I truly thought we were going to get completely destroyed by them. And the fact that we didn't, like, I was wrong. Like, I came into the game being like, we're going to get absolutely destroyed. I know Rashford wasn't like great when he came on, but it's still one of those things where know a player, know who he likes to play against. Let him cook in that game. I think the comments around I was sitting here tearing my hair out over the free kick stuff. Yo, if we can't stop it, keep doing it. Like it's easy. You said it in the chat about the Eagles, cross sports. We have a play. The Eagles have a play that can't be stopped. It's a 90% success rate. It works every single time. Everybody hates it. It went under review. They almost tried to get it removed from the league because the league got so frustrated. Literally, it went under the review panel to get removed as a play. And because it's so unstoppable, at the end of the day, man, if you're an Arsenal fan, like, let people say, oh, of course you're hunting set pieces. I would be hunting set pieces every single, that's all I would be doing 100%. When no one can stop it. So I think that's like weird banter to come at like teams and say like, whoa,
bro, it's so similar to when Bruno was scoring a lot of penalties and Cole Palmer was, no party.
Yeah.
It's bitter rivals, angry that you've got something that works, trying to diminish it. That's all it is.
And then my last point was actually on Bruno. You normally pull up the stats and you know him well, but he's doing exactly what everybody's always wanted him now. Simple passes. He had one hoofed ball today, and it was when Amorim was screaming, get the ball out, and we couldn't get the ball out, and it got to Bruno, and he did what he does best, and he hoofed it out. But he did what a lot of people said in that first half, and kept the ball under control. He made all it was simple passes. He wasn't trying the hero balls. He wasn't doing anything. And remember, everybody says he can't do that. So I just want people to watch. Bruno under this manager will do what he's being.
There's one moment where he could have done a hero ball on the left hand side, and I was like, he had it for like good 5 seconds. Like, Bruno, don't do it, and he just played it off to the side.
I mean, this is the thing though. But you put Bruno deeper to play this role, and he's doing it fine. He's doing what a midfielder like him should do. But then you got Garnacho Mount ahead of him. They don't have the creativity of a Bruno Fernandes, and that's why, for me, and I know this is the thing. I get your point. I was disappointed to see Rasmus dropped after he's braced against Bodo Glimt at the weekend, and then we've got 2 players get braces and they were dropped. So I agree, but this is because 1, you've got to rotate this time of the year, and 2, this is where again I'm not going to go too hard. I've seen a lot of United fans online tonight getting mad about certain players being picked. They're doing up the negativity because it's the only time they get attention. It's the only time anyone likes them. So fair enough. But for me, the guy's having to experiment on the job because he doesn't have training sessions because there's so many games. So I get your point. I feel that way as well. But it's one of those things that we have to be lenient with. But I'm going to go let you feed the baby because she's sucking on that dummy. You can tell she's hungry.
You on that table look like that.
See you later, bro. Speak soon.
Boys.
Cheers, Cam. Thank you, mate. Take care. It was the way he gave the dummy. When you have a baby, put a dummy in its mouth when it wants food. They suck on that dummy so hard because they think it's so funny.
She slammed that table so hard.
They get angry.
Out of here.
Andrew here says Madrid comfort Diallo. I don't want that future problem staying in the Prem. I can see he is but what he did to Zinchenko. Oh, it was that was those little moments. That was beautiful. Did I watch a different United Arsenal game? Other than the set pieces, it was an equal game. I agree for large part until the goals, and then we opened up a bit. Arsenal's towers went up.
In the first half, yes. There was no difference between us in the first half. I think, like I said, if United had played a Rashford in the first half, you stood a chance of scoring a goal in that first half with a counter.
Yeah.
With the way you guys played.
I agree. Surfer. Oh, sorry, already done that super chat for Winter Surfer. Arsenal have only 2 more set piece goals than Chelsea and Man United in the league this season. The narrative is overblown, really, but it's creating fear. I don't think it's overgrown. It's about the last 2 to 3 seasons combined. You did it in the Champions League. It's the consistency over a number of years. Like Man United, like go back a season or 2 ago, I think we scored 1. There's a difference. I'd love to score as many as consistently as you guys do.
I think it's also because of the accuracy and the fact that there's a consistency with certain players. So Gabriel, having scored 4 of those already this season, makes it an issue. It's like this particular becomes a thing. But other teams are scoring set pieces. Bukayo Saka's assists this season. How many of them are set pieces in all the people just make it.
Drago here says, if we win the league with set pieces, we should create a new chant. We won the league with Pulis football. Fouls. When Gabby scored versus West Ham, Saliba was being bear hugged from behind a foul, but he used the body weight to back the arm lock player into the keeper using his own foul against you. The thing is with saying they're fouls is when Joe Linton pushed Gabriel in the back, every single rival of Arsenal said no foul. Now when Arsenal are doing little nudges and pushing the box like that, everyone's saying it's a foul. Keep it consistent, people. Y'all hate on Arsenal set pieces because you can't do it. Hate on Haaland and stay a tapping merchant because you're jealous that you don't have him. Exactly. The same reason they call him a tapping merchant. Just say, I'm a little jelly. It's okay. If you don't have a go. Go and get one. Go get one. Absolutely. Love these corners because I remember the dread we used to feel. Every team now feels that sense of dread every time they get a corner. Yeah, I did. I don't know about you boys. Once they scored 1 or 2, every other corner, I was like, please. Because I didn't want to batter in tonight on the scoreline. And no, I agree.
Declan Rice said, go on. Sorry.
No, but if we had lost the hat trick of corners, I think we should have just folded the club.
Yeah. Declan Rice said today, like that he feels so confident in corners, like he knows that he's going to put a ball that will be scored.
And they almost did score the 3rd one as well.
Yeah,
Nana, great save.
And Mazza clearly went off the line as well. They could have got 4. But this is the thing, right? Your set pieces are like we're talking about with Man United's attack. It takes time to develop that confidence in what you're doing and bringing in better players. Because if you didn't have Declan Rice and Saka crossing the ball and it was the quality of 3 or 4 years ago, again, it can't all come together, which is why patience is needed. Can't question CB's loyalty by his own words. I'm Chelsea before I'm
I just want to explain that quote as well, yeah? That comes from, when I used to go to games. I remember when I was vlogging like early on my channel, and I was going to games, everyone used to be like, oh, make sure the racists don't catch you. And I said, when I go to these games, before I'm Chelsea, I'm black, because you guys before I'm black, I'm Chelsea, because you guys look at me as a Chelsea fan. That's where it came from initially, and everyone just ran with it. So it's all right, though. I don't mind.
It's your life. It's you, bruv. You say what you want. It's your life. Arteta is the first Arsenal coach to beat United 4 in a row. Oh, that's crazy. Gutted.
Well, three of them are Ten Hag, so I'm not really.
Yeah. CB just wants to shake his bum for rivals. I haven't heard him shake his bum for rivals. Like he's saying his team's in a title race. This is an interesting question from Ronin. Who wins in a fight between Don and CB? Well, I've met them both in person. If I'm putting money on it, I'm betting on CB. I'm betting on that. I bet he's just a bit bigger. That's all it is. He's a bit bigger. That's all I'm going to put it down to. It's as simple as that. Look, I want to thank everybody that's tuned into the show tonight. We're back tomorrow with more content, including the Top 6 show at 5 p.m. UK time. So make sure you're all back here tomorrow. This video is also going to take you through to Husam's channel. Is it Husam's? Have you done it, KJ?
Yeah. It's Husam's channel. And it's the coffee shop. Say it for us, Terry.
El Aqua. El Hawa. El Aqua. El Aqua.
Yeah,
I always say it wrong.
I think it's
That
that
one.
one.
Listen, everyone get over there and make sure you're supporting it. Thank you to my panel, to my super chatters. 3,000 likes on the show as well is astronomical. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you soon. Peace.